Everyone thinks a mobile home park is the ultimate landlord cheat code. You own the land. The tenants own the homes. No toilets to fix. No roofs to replace. Just collect lot rent every month while the value of the dirt underneath quietly doubles. It sounds almost too good to be true. And for most first-time buyers, it is. The average mobile home park generates somewhere between $150,000 and $350,000 a year in gross lot rent. That sounds enormous. But after property taxes, insurance, water and sewer, road maintenance, management and legal fees, the typical owner of a 50-pad park nets somewhere between $40,000 and $70,000 a year. That is the income of a mid-level office worker, except you are responsible for 50 families and infrastructure that nobody else wants to maintain. In 2022, a man named Victor bought a 42-pad park in Georgia for $680,000. The seller showed $80,000 a year in net income. Victor signed the contract and moved in as owner-operator within 60 days. 14 months later, his water system failed a state inspection. The repair cost $112,000. His profit turned into a $32,000 loss in a single week. Victor's story is not unusual. It is the average. In the next 10 minutes, we break down the 3 tiers of mobile home park ownership, the infrastructure math that blindsides most buyers, the hidden cost that quietly drains profit every single year, how parks actually fail, and the one equation that separates wealthy park owners from expensive land babysitters. This is the money behind owning a mobile home park. There are 3 tiers of mobile home park ownership, and the experience at each level is completely different. Tier 1 is the small owner-operator park, 10 to 30 pads. Purchase price runs $200,000 to $600,000. You manage it yourself, mow the common areas, handle tenant issues, collect rent door to door if you have to. The advantage is low barrier to entry. Many parks trade on seller financing with 10 to 20% down. The catch is you are buying a full-time job disguised as an investment. One vacant lot or one broken sewer line can erase an entire quarter of profit. Tier 2 is the mid-size investor park, 30 to 100 pads. Purchase price runs $500,000 to $2 million. You hire an on-site manager and treat it like a real business. The advantage is cash flow at scale. 50 occupied pads at $300 a month is $18,000 a month in gross rent before a single bill is paid. The catch is infrastructure. At this size, you own the water system, the sewer system, and the roads. These are not expenses. They are liabilities that can cost 6 figures without warning. Tier 3 is the institutional operator, 100+ pads across multiple parks. Purchase price exceeds $5 million. You are not buying a park. You are buying a portfolio. Private equity firms and real estate investment trusts dominate this tier. The advantage is economies of scale and the ability to raise lot rents aggressively. The catch is you need serious capital, serious management, and serious legal protection. If the real numbers are already changing how you see mobile home parks, one tap on the like button pushes this breakdown to more people. It takes less than a second and it genuinely helps. Now here is where most buyers get fooled. The napkin math. Take a 50-pad park. Average lot rent $300 a month. That is $15,000 a month. $180,000 a year in gross revenue. Most sellers will tell you expenses run 30 to 35%. So you assume net income of $117,000 to $126,000. On a purchase price of $700,000, that is a cap rate above 15%. It looks like a steal. Here is what actually happens. Property taxes eat 8 to 12%. Insurance eats 4 to 6%. Water and sewer eat 10 to 15%, sometimes more if the park has its own well or septic system. Road and common area maintenance eat another 5 to 8%. Management, whether you hire someone or do it yourself, costs 8 to 12%. Legal and compliance costs add another 3 to 5%. Vacancy and bad debt eat 5 to 10%. Add it all up, and real expenses run 55 to 68% of gross revenue, not 35%. Your $180,000 gross becomes somewhere between $57,000 and $81,000 in actual net income. That 15% cap rate you thought you were buying is actually closer to 8%. Still decent, but that is before a single capital expense hits. And in mobile home parks, capital expenses do not knock politely. They kick the door down. The number one cost that surprises every mobile home park owner is infrastructure. Not the homes, not the tenants, the pipes underneath the ground that nobody can see. The average mobile home park in America was built in the 1960s or 1970s. That means the water lines are 50 to 60 years old. The sewer lines are the same age. The electrical pedestals were installed when the park was built, and many have never been upgraded. A single water main break can cost $15,000 to $30,000. A full water system replacement runs $100,000 to $250,000. A sewer system overhaul can exceed $300,000. These are not maintenance costs. These are replacement costs for infrastructure that is quietly decaying under your feet every single day. And here is the part that makes it worse. You cannot pass these costs to tenants. Lot rent increases of $20 or $30 a month take years to recover a six-figure capital expense. The math never catches up. This is the hidden tax of mobile home park ownership. Your revenue is predictable, your expenses are not. And the gap between those two facts is where most owners quietly go broke. There is another cost that nobody talks about: the human cost. A mobile home park is not a storage unit. It is a community of families. Evictions take months, not weeks. Abandoned homes cost $3,000 to $8,000 each to remove. Code violations from tenant behavior land on your desk, not theirs. And every local government treats mobile home parks as a problem to be regulated, not a business to be supported. The myth of passive income dies the first time a tenant calls you at 2 in the morning because a sewer line backed up into 3 homes simultaneously. That is not an emergency you can delegate to a property management app. Here is how mobile home parks actually fail, and it is almost never because of the tenants. Case 1. A couple named Rachel and James bought a 70-pad park in Alabama for $1.2 million. Occupancy was 85% at closing. Within 18 months, the city announced a sewer connection mandate. Every park had 3 years to connect to city sewer or shut down. The connection fee was $4,000 per pad. For 70 pads, $280,000. Rachel and James did not have it. Every buyer ran the same math and walked away. They lost the park to foreclosure. Case 2. A fund manager named Derek assembled 6 small parks across 3 states. 240 pads total, generating $450,000 a year on paper. But Derek underestimated management complexity. Each park had different water systems, different regulations, different tenant demographics. He burned through 3 management companies in 2 years. By year 3, vacancy climbed from 12 to 31%. The portfolio that was supposed to generate freedom generated 7-day work weeks and a margin that barely covered debt service. Both failures share one root cause. The owners treated mobile home parks like a spreadsheet. They are not. They are public infrastructure wrapped in a real estate wrapper. So how do the successful operators actually build wealth? There is an equation, and it has 4 parts. Mobile home park wealth equals land appreciation plus infrastructure control plus lot rent growth plus occupancy density. In that exact order of importance. The operators who get rich do not chase lot rent. They buy the land in a path of growth. They own and control the infrastructure so no government mandate can wipe them out. They raise lot rents slowly and consistently at 3 to 5% a year, and they fill every single pad. The lot rent everyone obsesses over is the most visible part of the equation. It is also the most fragile. Land appreciation and infrastructure control are what actually compound wealth over decades. Here is the cynical truth nobody says clearly. A mobile home park is not a passive rent collection machine. It is a piece of aging infrastructure sitting on a piece of appreciating land. Neglect the infrastructure, and you own a liability that eats cash until it buries you. Control the infrastructure and own the dirt in the right location, and you own an appreciating asset that quietly pays you in lot rent while the land doubles in value every 10 to 15 years. The homes were never the business. The dirt always was. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Share your thoughts in the comments, like and subscribe for more exciting content.